for when you came on my show way back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. I think it was episode 200 something. Like I'm at episode 400 something. So I mean, it's been a while. But you had a book out. You did a book.
Yes.
You released a book. How was that? How was that whole experience for you?
It was good, and it was like I weighed the good and the bad. There was like a difference of expectation, but there was a lot of really good parts where like made me feel like a real writer. And then there was like other parts where it just like the like lack or the expectations going a different way kind of hit you like a freight train. But it's been a journey. It's been like a journey, and I'm very like glad for it. And it was a very good for my first experience.
So can you go a little bit into that a little bit more detailed? Like what was it about? You said it, you had an expectation. So what was your big expectation when your first book came out there? Like I mean, we all want to be the $1 million bestseller, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The expectation was mostly that like doing like the certain things that I should have done before the book came out, and just certain things that I found out that I had to really take on the burden of doing myself. Like for the main thing is marketing.
Yes.
Like that's something that like I found that I had to really take the brunt of doing that myself, and I found that is really hard.
Well, yeah. It is because you it's awkward, right? Because here's the thing, right? I'm awesome, and I have this great book out there, ladies and gentlemen. This book is going to change your life.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel authentic at all. Like
no,
because you don't look at your book. You don't look at your book like kind of like in the same point of like I worked on this day in and out. I kind of put the sausages together.
Yeah.
And I know what this is. This is a story I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Right, but it's a story, right? So it's but on the flip side, this is the catch of what I just said there too is it's your story. And it's your story, right? You're not just how long did it take you to write that first book? I'm just curious.
It took me like a year or like a year and a half between campaigning and getting it out there, and then it took me I think 3 years before that to write it.
Well, you spent 4.5 years of your life in this book.
Yeah,
right?
My whole life just getting this out there.
Yeah. So I mean, so here's the flip side, right?
Yeah.
You'd be the most enthusiastic person in the room about your book because look at how hard you worked on it.
Yeah.
Right?
And I find it's like kind of hard for like especially a lot of writers because by nature there's a lot of writers that are very introverted, and in order to do that like marketing stuff you really got to put yourself out there, and that can be very scary, and that can be very like nerve-wracking especially for like your anxieties. But it's something that you have to do and something that you just have to bear with.
Well, absolutely. Well, no, absolutely. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to figure out how to make yourself comfortable in that environment. So I'm going to go this direction with marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds to me like you're still kind of. I'm not going to say maybe nervous is quite the right word, but it's not something you're comfortable with.
No, I still haven't quite found my niche with marketing. Still working at it, like making small strides, learning new things. Just trying my best to kind of just keep it going.
Which is ultimately the key.
Yeah, which is ultimately all you can do. But you also like it also took a time like where it was pretty low at that time where you have to kind of step back and look. It's like how much of yourself are you willing to put into this, and like how much of this like do you really want, and you have to really assess what is really important to you. Yeah, like, and you shouldn't have to sacrifice like your just overall happiness for it.
No, here's the thing, right? Everybody goes like, "This is the dream," and it is a dream. It's a real dream. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is, I mean, This is my position. Like with what I'm doing,
yeah,
I'm trying to get out of working for a day job because I resent the idea that I have to work for somebody.
yeah,
But right, I that's just me. But so going to what I want, that means I have to find a niche, which I think I found doing this, right?
yeah,
Right, that people watch or gravitate to and move towards and build towards. And what I find with this is, um, what I found was, okay, what do I really want? Like, what am I trying to accomplish here?
yeah,
For you, for you, some people, it's just about getting the story out there. This is my story. I've put this together. I'm really proud of it. But this is my story, and here it is. And I want to do another story, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. If that's all you want, phenomenal. But I guess I should ask this: do you want to make this your living? Do you want to write books and advertise and make zillions of dollars doing it?
Eventually, I would. That's something that I kind of want to put more effort into, later in life when I get more into a centered headspace and a more like a stability when I can afford to take the time out and try and do this seriously because of the responsibilities I have at home. That
like kids or paying a mortgage or
just paying off like debts and trying to get like me and my husband into a house, like working towards these life goals. And that's the great thing about being an author is that it doesn't really have an age limit to it.
No, there's no age
limit. Yeah, you can work towards being a full-time author when you're 50 but right now I'm at the point where I'm just trying to finish this series and get it out there. And I have a ton of other ideas for books that eventually I want to try and get an agent and all that other stuff, get an agent and try and get with the publisher.
So you're trying. So your ultimate goal is traditional publishing. Then that's your master plan?
Yeah, eventually. But with the Beyond the Code, I'm trying to get it back onto Inkshares because they actually make a really good product, and they put all these sources in editing and everything into it for you. And beyond that, if that doesn't work out, then I'll do self-publishing for the Beyond the Code series, and then I'll just keep writing my stories and see where they take me.
No. So I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask a deeper question then, I guess. So your ultimate goal, your ultimate goal would be then for you. I go to a Chapters or a independent bookstore or a Barnes and Noble or whatever the bookstores are going to be in 5 years, and I'm going to go on the shelf. Okay, so you're B. So A is Catherine Listeria, okay, right, and B is you. Like you want to be the B on that bookshelf. Is that accurate? Is that's what you envision going forward? That's what I would like, and my ultimate goal.